Welcome to Cars and Aircraft Explained. In the world of hypercars, it's so easy to get lost in the noise, right? All the huge horsepower figures and crazy top speeds. But today, we're looking at a car that completely changed the conversation. This is the story of the Porsche 918 Spyder, a machine built not just to be insanely fast, but to be an architecture of pure intelligence.
And this quote, well, it just gets right to the heart of what the 918 is all about. While its rivals were out there chasing this raw, visceral, and, let's be honest, sometimes terrifying kind of performance, Porsche, they took a totally different path. The goal wasn't to build the most savage car on the road, but the most intelligent one. It was a very calculated, very deliberate statement of engineering mastery.
And that really nails the core challenge Porsche gave themselves. By the 2010s, making a car with a ton of power was, well, it was the easy part, relatively speaking. The real frontier, the hard part, was making all that power usable, making it predictable, and making it effective in pretty much any situation. And that's exactly the problem Porsche set out to solve.
So Porsche kicked off this mission to completely rethink what a hypercar could even be. They believed the answer wasn't just a bigger, louder engine, but a much, much smarter system. They basically bet the farm that hybrid technology, which most people associated with, efficiency, could actually be the key to unlocking a whole new level of performance.
And their mission really boiled down to these specific goals. Of course, it had to be faster. It's a hypercar. But look at the other priorities. More stable, more controllable, and yep, even more efficient. Porsche wasn't just building a track weapon. They were trying to create the most complete and balanced hypercar the world had ever seen.
So, let's dive into the heart of this machine. At the very core of the 918 is its revolutionary hybrid powertrain. It's a total masterpiece of integration that gave the car its unique personality and its frankly astonishing capabilities. The 918's power actually comes from three different sources, all working in perfect harmony. You've got this high-revving V8, which is a direct descendant of the engine from Porsche's RS Spyder Le Mans race car. And it provides the soul and, of course, that incredible soundtrack. Then you have two electric motors, one powering the front axle and another one helping out at the rear. So this isn't just a hybrid, it's more like a symphony of power. And when that symphony is playing at full blast, the combined output is a staggering 887 horsepower. But really, the number itself doesn't even tell the whole story. The really crucial part is how that power gets delivered to the road. And this was the absolute game changer. By putting an electric motor on the front axle, the 918 had this intelligent, on-demand electric all-wheel drive system. It could precisely send torque to whichever wheel needed it the most, giving it a level of traction and stability that its rear-wheel drive rivals just couldn't dream of matching.
And it's this synergy that made the 918 so incredibly special. The electric motors that give you that instant, neck-snapping torque right from a standstill, filling in any tiny gaps in the V8's power band. Then the V8 takes over, just screaming to its red line for that sustained, high-speed rush. It was, quite literally, the best of both worlds, creating a car that was both devastatingly quick and, believe it or not, remarkably easy to manage. But all that power is totally useless without the tools to control it. So Porsche's intelligence extends way beyond just the powertrain. It goes deep into the chassis and the aerodynamics, the systems that are responsible for taming all 887 of those horses.
You can almost think of the 918 as a shapeshifter. At low speeds, its wings and flaps are all tucked away for a super sleek profile. But as you start to pick up speed, they deploy to physically press the car into the pavement for immense grip. And then, when you stomp on the brakes, that rear wing tilts up to its most aggressive angle, acting like a giant air brake to keep the car stable. It's constantly adapting to what the driver needs.
On top of all that, they added a really clever rear-wheel steering system. So at low speeds, the rear wheels turn just a little bit opposite to the front ones, which makes the car feel shorter and way more nimble. But at high speeds, they turn in the same direction, which effectively makes the wheelbase feel longer for incredible stability through those fast, sweeping corners. Just brilliant.
Okay, so all of this theory, all of this complex engineering, it's fascinating to talk about, but it all had to be proven where it really counts, on the racetrack, against the unforgiving stopwatch.
And this was the ultimate question, wasn't it? In a world that was just dominated by raw power and aggressive styling, could Porsche's calm, calculated, and intelligent approach actually come out on top?
There is simply no greater test for a performance car than Germany's Nürburgring Nordschleife. We're talking over 20 kilometers of treacherous, high-speed tarmac that rewards not just power, but balance, stability, and control. This was going to be the 918's proving ground. And the result? Well, it was legendary.
In September of 2013, the Porsche 918 Spyder became the first ever production car to officially break the 7-minute barrier. It set a lap time of 6 minutes and 57 seconds. Intelligence had won.
But the car's brilliance wasn't just limited to lap times. That electric all-wheel drive allowed it to just rocket from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in only 2.6 seconds. This wasn't just a fast car. It was a surgically precise instrument of speed.
And beyond the numbers, what truly set the 918 apart was just how it felt. It delivered this absolutely otherworldly performance with a character that was completely different from its main rivals.
See, while cars like the McLaren P1 and the LaFerrari were famously wild, they demanded the absolute limit of a driver's skill. They were theatrical. The 918 was different. It was calm. It was stable. It was predictable. Its real genius was in making its incredible performance accessible, giving the driver confidence instead of fear.
So what is the lasting impact of this incredible machine? Well, the 918 didn't just win a race. It set a whole new standard for what a performance car could and probably should be.
The legacy of the 918 is crystal clear. First, it proved that hybrid tech wasn't just for saving fuel anymore. It was a tool for achieving ultimate performance. It also showed that sophisticated software and control systems are just as important as the engine itself. And maybe most importantly, it established that intelligent, usable performance would define the future.
So the crucial takeaway is this. The Porsche 918 Spyder wasn't just another hypercar. It was a thesis on wheels, a rolling demonstration that the true path to ultimate speed isn't found in chaos and brute force, but in perfect control, thoughtful intelligence, and just brilliant engineering. It didn't just change the game, it pretty much rewrote the rules.